go. Oh, he's dragging another person under.
Lifeguards are still a long way off. In moments, there could be 2 drowned swimmers. It will be close to impossible for Yatesy to get a dead-weight swimmer to shore in the crashing surf. The man is on the verge of losing consciousness.
Guys going out there, we've actually closed this part of the beach.
Lifeguards are rostered on until 7 p.m.
These red yellow flags have come down, conditions are too dangerous.
But in summer, the sun sets closer to 8:30 and swimmers take to the water at their own risk.
We're packing up, we're going home.
The hardest thing for us at the end of the day is actually turning your back on the water. We know that when we pack up the beach and we've locked all the equipment away, that there are still people swimming.
Just as lifeguards are about to close the last door, a report comes in.
Central to Bondi Lifeguards, just got a report of a male who went for a swim an hour ago. Still got his stuff on the beach. Where were you sitting?
Here.
Just here?
The man was last seen entering the water.
Last location.
Middle set of stairs. So we went and had a look through his clothing with her permission, and all of his stuff was still here. His money, his phone, his wallet, his keys. So clearly he hadn't left the beach. That's when it became a worry to us that he's still in the water. Is he a good swimmer? Do you know him really well?
No, since 3 days.
3 days, okay. So you don't know how well he swims?
No, so...
Okay, all right. And this search started to get a little bit more serious.
We're going to get Yatesy to take a sweep along the beach.
If someone comes up to you at that time, you can't leave until you've found them. So what I wanted to do was get in the rhino and find this guy.
What's his name?
Mehmet.
Mehmet. Spell it?
From Turkey.
Mehmet.
Guys, we got a lost man, his name's Mehmet. Looking for a man named Mehmet. If you're Mehmet, mate, please come to Lifeguard Tower.
As the search is underway on the shoreline, Singlets and Maxi scan the water, praying they haven't missed someone.
Maxi and I were sort of looking out the back of the flags and something just wasn't right. Maxi and I looked at each other and we were like, is he going under?
Yeah, go. Right at the back of the old flags, middle set. Is that someone out the back waving?
Mate, there's a guy going under out the back of the flag.
Go.
A swimmer goes to the man's aid, only for the tables to quickly turn.
Oh, he's dragging another person under.
Lifeguards are still a long way off.
Guys, I've got a board on my car.
In moments, there could be 2 drowned swimmers.
I got a call from the tower that there's 2 guys going under where the flags were, which was right in front of me. And I just pinned it.
We just scrambled to grab whatever we can. We grabbed a few boards. Me and Singlets both ran down.
Yeah, I'm onto it. I've got it.
I couldn't see the person. All I heard was going under and drowning. Yeah, I put my head down and just got out there as quick as I could.
Have you got eyes on that? How bad is it?
We've got him on the binoculars. The bloke needs help.
Yatesy is backed up quickly by Maxi.
I just wanted to go as fast as I can, and at one stage it felt like it was forever to get to the guy.
Oh, man.
It was like a pulley system. They were both going up and down, up and down. And in that case, it's a perfect example. Sometimes the rescuers do get in trouble as well.
Chapo keeps track of the location.
Go, boys.
If the men go under, lifeguards will use the megaphone to direct Yatesy and Maxi to the last known location.
Boys are almost there. We haven't lost sight of him at all. Yatesy's got him.
Yeah.
When I got there, they were pretty much holding each other up. I looked over and Maxi was coming out, which was good to see.
The rescuer was swimming with his girlfriend when he saw the drowning victim in trouble. He has, without doubt, saved a life.
The guy that swam over to him, you know, is a hero because he kind of gave us a bit of time to get there so he didn't sink.
Not looking for accolades, the mystery man swims back to shore.
You know, he put his own life in danger to help this guy, and that's probably one of the most selfless things you could do as a human being.
AJ is visiting Bondi for the first time. Mehmet, the missing man, is still nowhere to be seen.
That guy was pretty lucky. If there was no one else around him, he would have been on the bottom.
Lucky that we were still here looking for that other guy.
Mate, he's a legend.
We weren't still here, that guy would have been dead.
Yeah.
We're packed up, we've got nothing on the beach. That was fluke. But I had that buggy with a board on it. And the guy that was holding on to him, he could have been a dead hero, you know?
Up at the tower, Chapo thinks he's solved the mystery of Mammoth.
Oh, the bald guy with the grey shorts is back at his tower.
Thank you. Have we got any news on that?
He's back. He's back. He's living further, mate.
Okay.
In the end, Mammoth wasn't missing. He'd just gone for a walk. But ironically, the false alarm he sparked is what kept lifeguards back late and saved another man from drowning.
You know, things like that really play on your mind, and you really sort of start to reflect on them and think, you know, everything kind of happens for a reason down here sometimes.
At the end of the day, we saved this guy's life. We also found Mammoth. It was a good ending. It was good.
Early mornings at Bondi. For those that can't make it down themselves, local photographer Eugene Tan helps out.
This is how I start my day every day. I come down the beach and take some photos. It's a great way to start the day too. All the people down here are really positive at that time of day. You know, look at it, it's beautiful, beautiful light.
Every morning, Eugene uploads photos to the website Aquabumps for people to get their Bondi fix from anywhere in the world.
Bondi's a huge part of my life. I'm a mad surfer. I've spent my life in the ocean. If I'm not down here working, I'm down here with my kids. So I'm literally down here a few times a day.
A regular fixture on Bondi, Huge can also be another set of eyes for lifeguards on the beach.
I guess it's that element of you just don't know what's going to happen, so I always come back.
Mid-afternoon, and rough surf is making it difficult for lifeguards to track swimmers bobbing between waves.
Just a reminder, guys, this is not a swimming area.
I was patrolling the south corner and it was very strong rips that day, I remember, and the girls ran up to me and told me that a brother was in trouble.
My brother goes there.
Where?
Kind of just pointed out to the ocean and I couldn't really even see him.
Despite the confusion, Yatesy follows the woman.
The Can-Am's on the way down to help you. Right in the south corner? Yeah, right in the south corner.
Lifeguards can see trouble in Backpackers Rip, but the situation remains unclear.
I went down there with Chapo quickly, and when we got there, Yatesy was in.
Gone to Central. Queen has simply gone into.
Actually got out to him quicker than I thought because I was actually at this stage in the rip.
A man, the brother of the woman on the beach, clings to a surfboard. He's been rescued by Bondi's resident photographer, Eugene.
If Eugene wasn't there, we would have been diving to get him.
By the time I got to him, we'd been sucked into this bank and it was sucking up sort of over the top of us, and that guy was in big trouble.
The man is on the verge of losing consciousness.
I picked him up and he was just a dead weight. He was just floppy, his legs weren't doing anything.
It will be close to impossible for Yatesy to get a dead weight swimmer to shore in the crashing surf.
Someone doesn't look that good, eh, Harries?
This guy could hardly hold on to Eugene's board, let alone get up on the board.
Yatesy gets to a sandbank where he can lift the man onto the board.
Was that all it was? Him? He looks like he's still drowning.
So I've got this guy on the board. He's pretty much a dead weight. You know, as far as I could have known, he might have stopped breathing on the way in. He was that bad.
Pradeep is on holiday from Nepal. Barely conscious, he needs immediate medical attention.
Come on here.
Lifeguard Quinn is a qualified paramedic.
You know, I would have been confident with anyone on the sand, but it's just that little bit more when someone like Quinn is there.
When you saw his face in the end, he looked green. Those eyes, you know, like when you're close to death and your face changes and your eyes change, you know that he was absolutely on his last breath. Did you take on some water just then? If his condition deteriorates, then you'll definitely need a trip to hospital. I'm just going to put this on you for a little bit, get your breath back. Because of the colour, the green in his face, you can tell that he's been without oxygen for a little while. So he's got a deficit there, and putting the oxygen on him was just to try and get him breathing properly again and get some circulation back for him. Bit of a tough little episode there. All right, you're in a lot of trouble there.
Local surfers often step in to help lifeguards. Today, Eugene has saved Pradeep's life.
When I saw that he was in a real bad way, like his eyes were rolling, he was going under, his head was really low in the water, I could tell that he just had no idea how to swim. He looked to me, seconds away from dying.
After 5 minutes of observation,
and he said he definitely has taken on a fair bit of water, so...
Quinn determines that Pradeep must go to hospital.
Did you swallow water? Okay. It's the difference between inhaling and swallowing. The swallow goes into your stomach. If you inhale it, you want to do that, it goes into your lungs, and that's where the problems are. My job is to keep them alive until the ambulance gets there. And then, it's always a good sound when you hear the siren coming down Camel Parade, they're not far away.
Here they are now,
Yeah, they're coming now. All right, I'll meet them there.
Pradeep remains at risk of further complications.
I just want to listen to your breathing now.
They've put the stethoscope on his lungs and probably heard water in his lungs, which is instant hospital. He must have been in a bad way for them to take him straight away.
We ready to go?
The Nepalese guy should buy a lottery ticket. It's very, very lucky, as close as you'll ever want to come to drowning.